Next up, and if you've been following us for a long time, you already know this, would be tanning or sun exposure in general. But let's break down the mechanism of why this is an issue and why this ages you rapidly and also causes skin cancer in general. So when we look at UV light, which is the type of light that is the most damaging to our skin, you have UVA and you have UVB. UVB is shorter wavelength, UVA is a little bit of a longer wavelength. Now UVB specifically has a chromophore in your DNA. And so that means that the UVB light is attracted to your DNA in your skin, which essentially damages your DNA, which causes aging, but also increases your risk of skin cancer and mutations in the skin. So UVB light hits your DNA, damaging it, and then that's going to increase your risk of cancer. Then you have UVA light, a little bit longer wavelength, gets actually deeper into the skin and damages directly your collagen and elastin. And so we get something, when we look at it underneath the microscope, we actually get something called solar elastosis, which is this like bluish damage, dysregulation of your collagen. So this is what normal, healthy collagen looks like underneath the microscope. And this is what collagen looks like that's been damaged by UV radiation.
It's a pretty profound change. There's also a twin study. I love twin studies because you just get to see these side by sides with people who have a similar genetic makeup. But if you just look at it, you have one individual who had like a more sun protected life, one individual who were being out in the sun, or tanning was more a part of their life. And it's just a dramatic, profound night and day difference. Also, you have intrinsic studies, basically meaning that we see this every day in the office. You have a person who wore a shirt their whole life. It's insane. You just roll up the shirt, lift up the shirt, and their skin is decades younger. Now, I have a much more, I think, gracious relationship with the sun than most of my colleagues. And it's not saying that it's better or worse, but like my thought process is a little bit more holistic in that I'm like, the sun, I think is good for you as a person overall, meaning that it can help with depression. That's like, it helps with your psychological well-being in general. It has help with vitamin D synthesis. Like it has a functional role. It keeps us warm. And I don't want to live without the sun, but there is this counter side that really is real where you have to balance that with skin protection because it does cause skin cancer. It does cause skin aging. You can get enough vitamin D even with good sun protection. Like these are all realities. And both sides of this argument are true and they need to kind of coexist a little bit better.
Absolutely. So this is somebody who spends a lot of time outside in the sun, enjoying life, surfing, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not like we're hiding from the sun. I live in Miami part of the time. And so, ultimately I get tons of sun exposure, but then I'm always just protecting my skin so that it doesn't age rapidly and it don't increase my risk of skin cancer, which I had a skin cancer on my chest from tanning booths actually when I was younger.